He ui, he ni nau. E ui ka nau ya oi. Ai hea ka vai a kāne.
Ai ka iki na kala, puka I hae hae, ai laila ka vai a kāne. E ui aku ana ia oi, ai hea ka vai a kāne.
Ai kaulana kala ai ka pai o pue ke kai. E a mai ana mani hoa makamoli mai o le hua. Ai laila ka vai a kāne.
In the mid-19th century, many foreigners came to Hawaii eager to seek their fortune. Hawaii was perfect for sugar growing, and big sugar plantations gained a foothold in the island. This sugar boom led to a rapid change in Hawaii's traditional economic system based upon sustainable methods of agriculture. While Western Oahu experienced rapid industrialization due to the expansion of sugar plantations, many Eastern Oahu communities attempted to maintain their traditional lifestyle. However, water diversions by the sugar plantations would threaten to destroy this way of life that had existed in Hawaii for more than 1,000 years. The encounter between the Oahu Board of Water Supply and East Oahu communities in the 1982 Ripon case led to a ruling by the Hawaii Supreme Court that demonstrated an exchange between Western law and traditional Hawaiian perspectives on water management, setting a precedent for future exploration of Hawaii water rights. Prior to Western contact in Hawaii, water was abundant and caring for it was a collaborative effort. The Hawaiian word for water is vai. The Hawaiian word for wealth is vai, indicating that if someone had water, then they also had wealth. The Hawaiian word for law is kana vai, indicating that many laws in traditional Hawaii pertain to water management. Water management was founded upon the idea of preserving water for future generations. The traditional Hawaiian agricultural system distributed water based on the needs of community members, and individuals were held accountable for their water use. In Hawaii, farming taro provides a connection to ancestors who came before. When replanting taro, cutting from the original plant is used, so individual taro plants are actually thousands of years old from being replanted for hundreds of generations, physically connecting us to our ancestors. In the 19th century, East Oahu communities consisted mostly of families who utilized traditional forms of farming and fishing and relied on steady sources of water. On the other hand, during the same time period, sugar became Hawaii's cash crop and fuel to her economy. The territorial government catered to the whims of the sugar industry, leaving expansion unchecked. The demand for sugar was high and the demand for water was higher. Sugar companies began drilling wells and tunnels to divert water from major East Oahu streams, permanently linking East Oahu communities with West Oahu corporations. In 1913, the Oahu Sugar Company constructed the Waiahole irrigation ditch to direct water to their large sugar plantation on the dry western portion of Oahu. Almost all the water that had previously been discharged into East Oahu streams was diverted, leaving countless communities without enough water to farm, disrupting and degrading ecosystems. This dramatic change forced East Oahu communities to explore their claim to water through Western law, so they would not be crippled by this encounter. The Board of Water Supply, or the BWS, an independent organization with the capacity to develop, sell, and plan for Oahu's water future, was brought into existence by Hawaii legislature in the 1920s as a result of an intense water scare. Because of its position in determining water distribution on the island without the same restrictions as a government agency, the Board of Water Supply played a role in allowing sugar plantations to divert significant amounts of water from East Oahu, which ultimately would lead to an encounter with the East Oahu community members in court. By 1976, the BWS had decreased the flow of water to the Waihehe stream from 8 million gallons a day to 2 million gallons a day. At the same time, the same East Oahu communities who were having their streams diverted rallied to fight evictions from their homes for developmental purposes, one night staging a roadblock that stopped traffic for several hours. The community was successful and the evictions were prevented. This triumph was an essential precursor to the Waihehe water struggle, which would not receive attention until the 1980s. Charlie and Paul Ripon, who were well-known members of the East Oahu communities, cared for wetland taro patches in Waihehe Valley and were substantially affected by the stream diversions. By 1982, more than 75% of water feeding the valley stream was diverted.
We wanted to just farm. You know, we didn't want to have anything to do with politics. My father was involved in community politics and stuff, but we were like, we didn't want to do that, you know. But almost right from the get-go, we had to be involved in politics because that's...
The Rapoons took the Board of Water Supply to court, demanding that enough water be allowed to flow to the Waihe'e stream so that they and other community members could continue to grow their crops. In the Rapoon case, the Rapoons essentially represented the desires of the East Oahu communities, while the BWS represented the desires of the West Oahu sugar plantations. The Hawaii Supreme Court ruled in favor of the Rapoons, and by doing so, ruled in favor of the East Oahu communities. The success of the East Oahu communities in this encounter would build momentum to continue pushing for change in water allocation. In the court's ruling, Chief Justice William Richardson referenced traditional styles of water governance and rejected the attempted privatization of water. He stated, "In ancient times, there was no resource more precious. Although there is a belief that at some point this resource was transformed to a freely transferable private commodity, we do not find this to be so. We cannot continue to ignore what we firmly believe were fundamental mistakes regarding one of the most precious of our resources." By 1987, Hawaii water laws had changed to reflect the incorporation of traditional Hawaiian perspectives on water use into Western law. This exchange in the Rapoon case embedded traditional Hawaiian beliefs into the structure of Western law in Hawaii, and these traditional beliefs were molded to fit the form of modern-day water management, where the state government oversees the water interests of all its constituents. The traditional laws of water governance, or kanawai, have been adapted to fit a new model, while still maintaining their purpose, and this notable exchange continues to play a role in current water litigation. In January 2016, Terra farmers and other community members from East Maui challenged and defeated the legality of corporate water diversion permits, which had continued to allow unused water to be diverted from streams needed for taro cultivation, despite the fact that there was no longer sugarcane being grown commercially. However, in April, the Hawaii House and Senate passed House Bill 2501 to allow this corporation to keep diverting the water, despite a lack of use. But the bill is still pending approval by the governor. There has been a strong community movement to oppose the bill and return the water to its natural flow. The Rapoon case has opened the door for further exploration of water governance by Hawaii lawmakers and community members. The foundation it laid in respect to Hawaii water use was critical for the evolution of the Hawaii Water Code that was passed in 1987 and subsequent litigation, including the Waiahole ditch case in 2000 and the current litigation on Maui. Dr. Kapua Sproat has been a lead attorney for the East Oahu communities in the water rights litigation that has followed the Rapoon case.
And so Rapoon was critical to kind of the legal framework for water resource management in Hawaii, but I think also, and perhaps more importantly, it provided a model for community members of how to use the law as a tool to really leverage more appropriate management of their resources for present and future generations, and really to take back management of the resources that have been appropriated.
The issue of water distribution on Oahu is challenging, weighing development against agriculture, environmental costs against apparent human needs and desires, and it demands future exploration of water management. According to Dr. Kapua Sproat, what's happening in Hawaii is a microcosm for what's happening around the world, because if a tiny island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean can't get things right, what are the hopes for the rest of the Earth? The Rapoon case has left the door open for greater exploration into the realm of water management, hopefully leading to a brighter future for water management in Hawaii and around the world.
People are really looking at what happened in Hawaii because it's a success story. Because how many places do you have these two taro farmers who took on the Board of Water Supply and then everybody else who's anybody else in Hawaii and won, and then really reformed the whole way that things are done in a positive way. There are not very many examples like that, and especially because this looks back to Hawaiian custom and tradition, I think that really speaks to the importance of this case, not just legally, but from a practical perspective, and for because of what it means for communities and as a model for sustainable resource management into the future.